about 8 o'clock that shooter buck came right out of nowhere.
Sitting on the hole this morning, October 1st. Gonna try and shoot a doe here. The does have been cruising through this spot hard every morning from about anywhere from 7 a.m. all the way to about 11 o'clock in the morning to even noon to 1 to 2 in the afternoon. Oh, pretty good chance of getting a doe. Weather's been consistent all past 3 days. Super cold in the morning, low 30s to mid to upper 30s, and it's just got the deer on their feet through this spot for whatever reason. So I figured come back in here, try and shoot a doe in the morning, and bunch of tag opening day.
just got out of the tree. It's October 7th. Got to the stand late. Sat at my grandparents', 120 acres. Had a north wind, first cold front of the year. About 20-degree drop. And it's tucked up close to the bedding area, so it's a high risk, high reward. And as you've seen, about 8 o'clock, that shooter buck came right out of nowhere, and I was waiting to see if I had to go to work or not, so I was checking my phone to see if my boss messaged me. And I looked up and it was boom right there, so I rushed to get it on film. And as you've seen, it noticed something it didn't like, so it never stepped out in that shot. It was about 30 yards away. Maybe I should be goose hunting instead of deer hunting.
Well, October 9th, bad winds since Friday. It's been a steady north wind for the past 3 days now. Not conducive for any one of my spots. And this is the only spot that was somewhat conducive. And I haven't been here in like 2 or 3 years. It's right on the transition. Nice open area that there's a good run that comes up. And it drops off on the swamp. It dips down into a swamp. So anticipating bedding across from me and for them to come up to my right and just gradually work their way to bean field that's off to my left. Slow morning. I was expecting to see a lot more, have a little bit more action, but it's pretty late for me to be hunting bean fields like this. Usually it's first 2 weekends in October and then that's about it, but this is the first time I've been in this property to hunt it in the morning because it's such a pain in the butt to get to this particular spot, but conditions were right this morning to actually be able to get in here and hunt this in the morning. Halfway up the tree I spooked 2 and seen 4, so not too bad of a morning. So don't know where I'm going to sit tonight. I'm either going to sit here tonight or think about going down in the Pigeon River onto a oak flat down there that I know. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what I decide to do tonight. Decided to go and give the Pigeon River a whirl. Everything's lining up for this spot. West wind, with the rain, gonna be super quiet getting in there. This spot, it's a point that leads out into this marsh. And I've been back in this area before, but on the opposite side of the marsh. I know there's a bunch of oak in the area down there, so I'm just basing what I'm seeing on base maps is potential bedding on the point, leading into a marsh. I'm gonna come back and come up into this oak flat. There's actually a ridge, a slight ridge right in there, so I'm thinking it might be an oak ridge or something, but I won't know until I get back in there. And again, I've never been to this side of the marsh, so we're gonna be going in completely blind, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. I just happened to look on base maps. I'm like, I see another road. Yeah, just a little further ways up. Half tempted to walk back to the truck because that sucks. This is my own fault on this for not giving myself enough time to get in here. Everybody can laugh at me. I don't care. It's my fault. I should have left at 2 o'clock to get back here. So I told myself, oh, it'll take about an hour to get back here, get to the spot. It'll take round total time about an hour and a half. Oh well. Part of bow hunting. It's a nice day to be in the woods. I'm not going to be mad. It could be a lot worse right now. Yep. Back to the truck we go. This close to packing it up and going home, but I've got about an hour and a half invested in this set, so I'm going to top it out as much as I can tonight. So right where I turned around at and walked back to my truck and then drove around, yeah, I ended up walking past that spot because when I drove around I hit a DNR gate, so I had to jump out and walk the rest of the way. And then I walked right past that spot. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm just sitting here on this oak flat, I guess. It drops off in front of me and behind me. But it kind of sucks because the wind is, again, blowing in my face, blowing back into where I would anticipate some deer to come from. But I could have some come off to my left, who knows. I've seen a bunch of deer tracks coming up. They two-track onto this. So I said, screw it, we'll just set this and kind of see what'll happen tonight. I'm not holding my breath to see a deer tonight, but you never know. I might start investing some time back in here to find some spots back here because this is some pretty country. This is a pretty cool spot. 2 properties. This is the corner of 2 properties on public where 2 pieces of private meet. And it's this little high spot. A serious transition off to my left. The neighboring property over there is all clear cut. It's all thick tags that are growing up. So there's some serious bedding cover. And then there's a pond directly behind me. And there's a major run that runs